welcome to the 523 podcast. This is episode of 11, and this podcast is designed to help you with menswear, trends, entrepreneurship, and community involvement. And today I have a guest that I've had on before from my very first episode, Chris Moore.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm making it.
Yeah. Now, Chris, if you remember, he runs GoodBarrel Media, which he does my podcast, and so, but you do other stuff as well. Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, and just to retouch on the podcast, so I help people set up a podcast from start to finish. So, and kind of the platform that I'm using now is I want people to be able to record comfortably in their homes or in their offices on their own time, so they don't have to make a schedule to come meet in a studio, which I think is beneficial to people in their work-life balance kind of situation.
For sure.
And so, I'll train you on how to do that and set you up with an intro and outro song, just like I set you up with that song.
Right, and it's great. Everyone loves that song, and like you don't see this obviously from listening, but whenever it's playing before we're getting ready, everyone's just always bopping their head. And you're just having a good time before.
Yeah, so a little secret about that, when I made it, I loved it so much, part of me wished you hated it so that I could keep it.
and you may have told me that, and I think that's why I wanted it so bad. So. But it's such a great song, and I think you mixed it up and turned it around, and it was really, that wasn't the original song, so.
It was crazy. It was a lot of fun doing that. And, so the other things I do is videos. Man, if there's one thing that I feel like I do pretty decently, averagely, a little gooder, sizzle reels. I've done one for Fred, and I did one for Wallace Myers.
What's sizzle reel?
So basically, it's just like, how can you tell a story in 30 seconds?
Oh, wow.
And it's fast-paced, it's energetic. Usually the music has a lot to play with it. The music's always just kind of what keeps it going. And then I love syncing up. Me being a musician and being a drummer, I want everything to sync up to the beats. So all my transitions and stuff like that will sync up to the music, and that's part of the thing I love.
That's really cool. That reminds me of growing up, we went to this huge conference every 2 years for the youth. It was like North American Youth Congress. It was, but anyway, I was also in Bible quizzing, and there was this presentation at the Youth Congress. It's this big conference, just a little background, with all these people from all over the country and even into Canada, and they go in this basketball stadium. Lately it's been in this NFL stadiums, so it's huge. But anyway, there is this guy that always does a Bible quizzing presentation, and he puts it to this 2-3 minute video with music, and he's quoting the video, but he's not looking at it, and it's really intense. And so that, I don't know why I brought that up, but it reminded me of that, and it was always synced together, and it was just really amazing to see that. So I'm sure that really does get the message across. Yeah.
So I love doing videos like that, and I do also add videos. So the whole thing that GoodBarrel Media is trying to do is brand awareness. What can I do to help somebody get their business, more noticed, I guess. So
for sure,
podcasting is a good way for brand awareness. Videos, and then social media. So I'll do some social media campaigns. And if you already do your own social media, then I'll help you make stuff for your social media. So
Chris does a really good job, and right now it's all about adding content to sites, and I think this is what it's helped a lot. I know in my site for the podcast, it's brought a new audience to it, and it's something I've never thought I would ever do when starting out the business. And
I had to strong arm you a little bit, but it was worth it, huh?
You did, and it was. I tell everybody now, I brag on it, and I get texts all the time from people, and they're like, I want to set up a podcast. How do I do that? And I'm like, to contact Chris.
Yeah.
And, he'll get it all taken care of for you. But it's really fun to just talk. And,
Yeah.
people that listen, they actually want to listen to you talk, so that's really fun too.
Yeah.
And then I get to have guests like you on, and I get to see you at least once a week, so that's always fun.
That's the best part.
Yeah. Until I start doing this at home thing, then I'll just
Yeah.
have to FaceTime you to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
But
Maybe I should look into GoodBarrel gift baskets where I show up and just be like, hey, just want to make sure your podcast is okay.
Right.
I'll just kind of like move some knobs or something like that and be like, ooh, you need to set, even if it's not wrong.
It's just like to show that you're doing some kind of work.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. I'm just really distracted by your shirt today, Chris.
Yeah.
It's this kind of outer space shirt with a moon and 3 cat owls.
Yeah.
And it says meow.
Meow. Yeah. Cat heads with owl bodies.
Mm-hmm. If you can just visualize this right now, it's really probably the best shirt
We can take a picture at the end.
Yeah, we'll put it.
We'll have
put it
to.
to.
Yeah.
So I have a similar shirt to that, but it was for St. Patrick's Day, and it was a cat leprechaun and little cat leprechauns everywhere, and it was really fun. But that's like a new thing now, like cats and on everything.
Yeah, I bought this shirt while we were in Florida, and it was like a year ago, and this is only like the second time I've worn it.
Oh, I'm glad to be.
Yeah, so I've
graced with its presence.
Yeah, we bought this. I bought another shirt whenever that JCPenney's in DeRidder was closing, and I paid 75 cents for it, and it was cats, and they were shooting laser beams out of their eyes.
I think I've seen that one before.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I don't think it's going to be like a new thing that I'm going to start wearing cat shirts, but I have two.
Do you have cats though?
No, but I love cats.
Really?
I'm a cat person.
Not a dog person?
Mm-mm. Oh. I don't mind dogs.
I thought you were really good, Chris, up until this point.
Yeah. It breaks a lot of people's hearts to know that I'm not wild about dogs. Like, I can fake it. Like, I don't know. There's times where it's like, if the dog just really loves me, I really love that dog. Mm-hmm. But if the dog wants nothing to do with me, I don't want anything to do with that dog.
See, I'm the opposite. Well, I love any kind of dog.
Yeah.
And this weekend for Easter, going back to my dad's house, and they have 8 dogs running around, and my sister lives near him too, and she just got another dog, so I'm really excited to meet a new addition to the family. But my friend's dog, he hates everyone, but he tried to bite my face off one time, and it's this little weenie dog, and I went to go get something from her car while they were in there, and he was and but it's my mission for him to love me, and it's just I don't think it's gonna happen, but I feel like he just really needs to love me. You know? But cats are cool too. I like cats.
I like to think I'm a cat whisperer. My wife will disagree. Because the cats like her more than me. But there was actually, we stopped at a rest area outside of Baton Rouge. And what happened? This cat, it was just it just came right up to me, and I just pet it, and it wanted to be petted, which was strange because this is a cat.
They usually stay away.
Yeah, it was very odd. So I went inside and went to the bathroom. When I came out, the cat was looking in the window looking for me. And I was like, yeah. So I went outside and I sat down on the steps, and it just jumped in my lap, just wanted to be petted. And so I pet that cat.
You didn't take it home?
No. It had mange.
Ew.
Yeah. Which, that's not the deciding factor on cats. But there was also 2 other cats there, and one of them was Big Prego. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to take the cat away from its other cat family with expecting kittens on the way.
Yeah, you don't know if it's the dad or...
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. Maybe that rest area feeds that cats, and that's why that's why they hang out there. I tried to pet that pregnant one, and it did not want to be touched.
No, most pregnant people and cats don't want to be touched.
You're right.
So speaking of, we always had outside cats. We lived in the country, so they were always more use outside with to keep the mice away and snakes, rabbits. We would always find the head of some type of animal on our porch because the cat was proud of what it killed, but I also heard later on that it's because it's trying to feed us and wants to make sure that we're taken care of.
Yeah, it thinks we don't know how to hunt,
Right.
even though we give it the food.
Yeah. And like our cats would always eat dog food. So like our cats were just tough.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a long conversation about cats and dogs.
Yeah.
I'm sure people love animals. So, but speaking of Easter, what are some of your like favorite Easter traditions growing up? Or do you have any?
Probably just deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a tradition, but usually around Easter time, you see them a lot.
See, it's something big in our family.
Yeah.
And my mom's side, my aunt makes like the best, but she makes it for every holiday get together or even like birthday. So we had it all throughout the year.
Oh.
So it wasn't really an Easter thing for us.
I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. Well, you have to come over next time we have our family thing.
Yeah.
And shout out to my nanny. Hopefully she listens to this. If not, Mom will tell her she'll listen. But we always liked pocketing the eggs. Did that, or was that a Lake Charles thing?
What is it?
Like so after you boil the eggs, dye them, and you hunt them. At the end of the day, you like with your basket and like my sister's basket or whoever's basket, we'd take the boiled egg and we'd like hit it on the other egg to see if whoever's egg broke first, they lost. And so you can kind of see like what's your strongest egg, and I don't know. We always did that at the end of the day on Easter.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I don't know if it's a Lake Charles thing. I've just never heard of it.
It's a very simple thing. It may be a Cajun thing. I don't know. Because I got it from my mom, and that's her side. So I don't know. I don't know where our traditions come from. We kind of just have a mix of everything here.
Yeah.
But do you like go shopping for like the Easter outfit? Do you have something special picked out already, or?
Yeah, Ashley is really the one that kind of puts forth the Easter
Yes.
effort, I guess. Because I know in my head I'm just supposed to dress nice. But once you become married, it becomes like a whole
Yeah, like you'll have to
it's a
match.
plan.
Yeah, she'll pick it out.
Yeah, so this year we're going to be wearing some kind of lavender color. You know?
Do y'all you do your music for your church? Do y'all like have a coordinated like color scheme for everyone involved in the Easter program, or no?
No, our contemporary services, we just try and I don't tell people like I won't tell them how to dress. We do have a dress code because I do think your presentation up on stage kind of reflects you're supposed to be, when you're up on that stage, you're the leaders of that church.
Right. But there's no like scheme.
No, I don't. No.
See,
I think the music more reflects. So like this Easter, we're actually only doing like one kind of actual slow song. Usually I do a fast song, like a medium pace, slow, and then a slow. And this one's kind of like a fast, a little less fast, a little less fast, because it's Resurrection Sunday. Like it's
a time for celebration.
Right.
For sure. That
So,
makes sense.
I feel like the music more reflects the Easter than what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I'm just wearing pastels,
For a few years ago, my brother and I were in this Easter. We were actually in the Easter drama. Not drama. It was like a skit. It was part of the program, so we didn't get to wear our Easter shirt to our Easter outfits to church because we had to dress up as Paul, and because we look so much alike. The guy that did it at our church he's very talented, and he had this idea to do kind of Peter, sorry, the other P person, and it's just Peter talking to himself like after he betrayed Jesus, and so I was Peter, and my brother Andrew, he was Peter number 2, like kind of like the inside your head.
Yeah.
And it was a really neat program, and I don't think anyone really actually got what we were trying to do, because they were like, oh my God, y'all look so much alike, like, y'all dressed the same, and like, well, we were the same person, but it's okay. It was a really, really fun skit, but the first time we did it for the whole audience, it was my mic wouldn't turn on. And
Oh,
so,
Lord.
yeah, and like we're in front of a big church. It was like the first service that we were doing it. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? So like
Yell from your
I
diaphragm.
did, and that's what I did. I talked louder, and so my brother's mic could pick me up, and it all worked out. And then halfway through, my mic turned on, and then my pastor's wife came up to me after, and she was like, "That was just really professional, Devin. Like you did great. Like cool under pressure." I'm like, "Oh yes, thank you."
Well, she was trying to say it was your fault the mic didn't work.
Probably.
Yeah, she was just trying to be nice.
It will, and she didn't know. I fell for it because I didn't know that's what she was doing until today, which was 3 years later.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. My confidence level went way down.
No, I'm sure you still got it.
No, it was a fun time, but and then now, the past few years, we've done like crawfish after service, so
Ooh.
that's always fun. I don't know, that was a big thing here in Louisiana, doing crawfish on Good Friday or Easter for, Easter time, I guess. But do y'all, are y'all like big crawfish people, or?
No, I'm just a regular human.
Okay. All right, on that note, we're leaving. We're ending this, right?
This is a good episode. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I don't know. I like the taste of crawfish, and Ashley does too. My big thing is the reward doesn't reflect the work, and so therefore I'm not just one of those people that can just like I gotta go buy a sack right now.
Yeah.
Like no, like I'll just wait.
Right.
So.
And it's I don't get full. I get tired. Is what I tell people.
Yeah, and people are like, that just means you need to work faster. And you're like, no.
Like my back hurts, and like I don't know. It's just
can't touch anything.
yeah. Well, I had some the other day, and like I thought like my pinky was safe. It didn't have anything like any crawfish like seasoning on it, and I had something in my eye. Well, never. No matter how clean you think your fingers may be, because it was not clean, and my eyes were ruined for the rest of the night.
That should just be a general rule. Like, however clean you think your hands are, they're not.
That's very true, because they're really not. So just get a Kleenex or a paper towel like I have right now, because my allergies are kind of crazy, and just wipe your eye. Don't use your hands.
Right.
I don't know. I've never been afraid of germs. So.
Yeah, me neither.
Are you okay?
I mean, I'd go outside and eat a handful of dirt right now. Like, I don't care. Just feels like I'm building my immunities. Like, oh man, I'm the worst about food hitting the floor. It's
Really?
going back in my mouth. Like, you blow it off, you eat it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's certain kind of food, I think. I don't know. It's
and then obviously not anything wet. Like, if
Right.
something like splatters on the floor, you just wipe it up.
Yeah.
But,
well, like I think Joey did that on Friends.
Yeah.
And with
they were
Rachel.
eating the pie on the floor.
Oh well, that too. So they did that multiple times. I was
Whenever the spaghetti.
Yeah. And he was like, "Well, it's still food. Don't waste it." And I like picked it back up again. Excuse me.
No, see, something like that. Okay, let me clarify. So something like spaghetti hitting the floor, probably no, because you can't certify that thing is clean. Like, it's probably because it's slimy.
Right. And
It's
it'll
picked
pick
up. It's picked up a lot of stuff.
You can't blow something like that off and
Right.
clean it. So okay.
So
Sounds gross.
the 5 to 20 second rule applies. It just kind of depends.
Like if it's a donut, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, donut.
But if it's like spaghetti, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it's something you can visibly see what was on it, and you blow it off, or you like kind of flick it off,
Or just like take that piece off and
take that piece off. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I'm glad we've gotten to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
mystery.
I feel like now people are gonna drop food around me and be like, "You gonna eat that?"
Yeah. And I was like, well,
yes,
maybe.
yes, I am.
If I didn't have lunch just now, maybe I would. But
A snack's
So-
a snack.
it really is. So back to like the Facebook marketing thing that you do and videos. Like, what do you find is the best content to put out there for businesses?
Oh man, videos, hands down.
Really?
Yeah. So pictures are good. Like pictures are good, but Facebook literally they have algorithms that they kind of if you're putting video, the video is favored more than a picture.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you man, if you can just find a way to make that picture move for 3 seconds, man, Facebook will favor that
Yeah.
post a lot more than just a stand still picture kind of.
Yeah, for sure. And there's, I think, apps and things now where you can actually
Yeah.
make like the background move, so it's considered a video, and
It is.
which is really easy. You don't have to actually go out and film anything. It's just
Right.
do a little magic real quick, and
That's exactly right.
so cool. I didn't realize those actually worked better.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, I know you can.
I can show you. I can show you some of the stuff I use.
Yeah, and so I know you went to this like Facebook conference thing.
Yeah,
a couple
in
months
Little
ago.
Rock.
How? What's something that you learned there that you didn't know before? Like that kind of blew your mind.
Videos.
Really?
That was all they talked about.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, this was in December, so this is. I know a lot of people talk about Facebook changed their algorithms and stuff. So I mean, this was like after that. This was current, but man, every lecture I went to, they incorporated using videos. And so that was kind of the mind blowing thing, because you just think that you can just put something up there and just boost it, you'll be good, and that's not the case. Like,
No, it's hard now to actually see what works, and that's why sometimes you just need somebody like you to kind of help it along that way. You're not wasting money just putting out random ads that don't work.
Right.
Even though it's like $5 here and there, it adds up after a while, and then so. That's something I'm learning a lot now too, is just researching like the pixels and with Google and Facebook, and trying to get a good ad audience and things like that. So it's a little overwhelming for businesses, but it doesn't even matter if you're a small business, even if or like a new business, like any help that you can give them, I'm sure it's worth it.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's all about knowing who your audience is. And if you say your audience is everyone, you just don't know who your audience is.
Right.
So,
what's the best way to find your audience?
You really just kind of have to do some soul searching and just figure out, who are you trying to target.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your target's obviously men, but at the same time, who's going to be shopping for those men? I mean, you could probably be targeting married women.
Yeah.
A certain age, maybe 25 to 35, because your styles are kind of hip, you know. So those younger people are going to want the hip stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm too old for your hip stuff.
Oh no, you're not. No, you're not. No, I've most of my customers are in their 30s and 40s, which is, of course, they're the age group that has like the most money to spend. You know, the most what's it called, expendable income? Is that the right word for it? I could be wrong, but you can still be hip.
Right.
At any age, I think.
Right.
Just don't look like you're trying too hard. That's like the key. But be confident in what you wear. So it's, get that graphic tee if you want.
Right.
I mean, look at you. You're rocking an owl cat shirt, which is really neat and very 90s, which that's kind of your theme.
Yeah, that's
your
the
signature
goal.
look. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, when it all comes back to it, I think I'm just trying to really just nail down the 90s. It's my favorite time.
Hey.
You know.
I mean, everyone has like that.
Whoops.
What was that?
Ghost.
Everyone has like a signature look, and especially like with these big like people in fashion, like Karl Lagerfeld and like Anna Wintour. You always have like this, like with Anna Wintour, she has like the bob, and like Karl, he had the black and white suits, and Chris Moore has the 90s.
I got the 90s.
Yeah. So and that's a really fun time to be, because like I feel like the 90s, they didn't care, but it was just like.
Right.
But I feel like the way you dress, it's like the good part of the 90s, not like the like huge jeans.
Right.
That didn't make sense.
It's really kind of a 90s modern blend. So I think what really kind of helps is the white Converse. Oh, which I'm not wearing today.
What are you wearing?
Oh, these high tops.
Oh, I like them.
Thank
And
you.
your
Flamingo socks.
That's I think it's toucan.
Are they?
They're toucan socks.
Oh, they are toucans. Whoops. I do have flamingo socks, though.
I have I don't have any animals in my socks today. I usually do.
Yeah.
Like the duck socks I sell, which are really fun. And but anyway, so like besides videos, and what else on social media do you do for businesses, for your clients?
I'll set up ad campaigns, stuff like that. So that can be pretty intricate. So I mean, that takes practice and a lot of additional education, stuff like that. So, and it's just one of those things. Like it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I do that for a few businesses, and but yeah. So
Yeah, and so that's not something like you plan to start out with whenever you started your business, right? Or is that like...
Not really. I really thought I was just going to take off with podcasts. Like everybody and their mom is going to want a podcast. And then that wasn't the case. And I think that's fine. I don't think... It's kind of one of those things. It's like makeup. Not everybody needs makeup, but some people really do. So it's kind of like...
Are you saying I really need makeup, Chris?
No, but I know you're wearing your studio makeup. I have an eye for it.
Yeah, to make sure that everyone doesn't see my wrinkles or anything.
Right. I'm kidding. But it's just kind of like, I think some people really do need a podcast because it benefits their business. And I think that was one of the things that I saw in you. It was just like, I really could see your business growing from you having this platform. And, I mean, you were already writing blog posts, but you got to admit, this is a lot easier.
It is a lot easier, and I've kind of put the blog on the back burner, but I do have a couple of blog posts coming out soon, so just be on the lookout for that. But my friend Matt Young, he came on a couple of podcasts ago, but he was... we were talking about it, and it was just like, it just shows that you have a personality.
Right.
And like it kind of adds a voice to your business and to your site.
And people can build a relationship to you.
Exactly.
You know?
And I didn't think about that before. So I'm really glad I'm doing it. So.
Yeah. Well, and meeting that dude was really cool too. Because I had only met him that one time on the elevator.
Yeah.
And that was he was probably weirded out. But like talking to him, like, I don't know, he kind of has... Sometimes he kind of has an unapproachable look just because he's so, like, he's dressed really sharp. And he's not just, like, walking around smiling all the time. Like, I feel like people look at me and they just, like, I'm going to go talk to that dude. He looks nice.
See, no one says that about me.
Oh, come on.
I'm usually, like, and we won't say it on this podcast because it's family friendly. I can't talk today. But the... RBF is what they call
RBF,
it. Y'all can just Google that after. I feel like I have.
I think everybody knows what RBF is.
Yeah. But, no, I know what you mean. Because, like, he's very stoic in nature. And then, like, he's always, like, doing something, like, you know, talking to someone or just busy. He doesn't have an RBF.
Yeah.
I'm saying I do. But he's very personable and...
Right. Yeah. Once I started talking to him, I was like, "Holy crap! How have I never talked to this person before? I just want to hang out with him all the time."
Yeah.
So.
And someone said and they said this about him one time, that he was he always makes you feel like your conversation is like the most important he'll have that day, which was really true. And I thought, and that's why we're friends, because he makes me feel like he's talking to me and I'm important. But
yeah.
No, he's a fun guy. He's a good time. And you're a fun guy, too, so it worked
mushrooms.
out. Yeah. What's that?
Mushroom.
Mushrooms?
A fungi? Never mind.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my gosh. I'm cracking up right now. I have to cut out this whole after part.
No, man, leave it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That's why Chris and I are friends, too, because he just says the most corniest jokes, and I love it because I'm always down for corny jokes or dad jokes or however you want to classify them as, but they're just, we're mushrooms, we're fun guys.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, this is turning into a comedy hour for...
Yeah.
Like, watch out, Kevin Hart. We're coming for you.
Well, I don't know if we could touch Kevin Hart.
I don't know. We might.
We might
eventually.
catch up to Jim Gaffigan.
Ooh,
That dude just talks about Hot Pockets. That's not
true.
very funny.
No.
I mean, it is funny when you hear it, but we've already passed up Dane Cook for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. So do you have a favorite comedian, speaking of that?
Oh, man. I guess, so there's a really funny Christian comedian, John Christ. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Follow his Instagram and stuff like that. He's actually coming to Lake Charles in May
Oh,
to
really?
Glad Tidings, yeah.
I saw that. How fun. Are you going, or?
I think we're going to try and go.
Yeah.
I really want to try and meet him and be like, hey, come on my podcast.
Yeah.
So I need to get my podcast started so that...
How about, like, my friend has a podcast, and you and him can come,
Yeah.
and...
Nice try. No,
Well-
I want them all to myself. But yeah, so I like, as far as like clean comedians go, I like him. And then me and Fred on the way back from that Facebook convention listened to Tom Segura, and I mean, he's hilarious. Yesterday, I was playing a clip from like Bo Burnham, like, and he's like really musically talented, and so like I like that about him. But he's also just really kind of dark and funny. And I like Daniel Tosh's stand-up, but not his TV show.
Is it Tosh.0? Is that what
Yeah.
it is? Okay.
I mean, I like Tosh.0, but his stand-up's just way more funny. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of a lot of comedians.
No,
Those would probably be my top 3 or 4 or whatever.
I follow this girl on Instagram, and her name is like Jess Hilarious or something, and she does these short little videos called Jess with a Mess, and it's basically like she like takes these like pop culture news stories and like does like a minute long like review of them, but it's just has her little jokes with it, and like she says this thing, it's like, oh wow, and like now every time I say oh wow, it's like I think of her, and it's just really funny. I don't really have a favorite comedian though.
I think I don't have a favorite comedian, but I do have a favorite thing to listen to that's funny, and it's the McElroy brothers. They started a podcast like 8 years ago called My Brother and Me, and it's 3 brothers.
What do they talk about?
They give modern advice.
Okay.
So it's an advice show for the modern era, but they give terrible advice on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's so funny.
Oh, I think you told me about that.
And
before.
then they started playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. They started playing that with their dad. That turned into a whole like their own podcast called The Adventure Zone.
Really?
And it was actually because of the Adventure Zone I started listening to podcasts.
Right, because you're very into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
That's where you got your name
Oh
from.
yeah, So GoodBarrel is my my Dungeons and Dragons character, and so when I started posting on Facebook about my business, one of the guys I play with texted me. He's like, "Did you name your business after your character?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "That's tight."
Yeah.
So,
I've never played it. I've never.
bro, you want to? It's super fun.
Yeah, we'll have to get together one night for game night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super nerdy, so I mean,
I love it. That's why we're friends, because I feel like I grew up as a big nerd, but it wasn't like the cool nerd, like the gamer nerds.
I was a
like,
closet nerd. I was ashamed of my nerdiness for so long.
I watched like the History Channel, the Science Channel, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, like all these boring TV channels, boring in quotes, because I loved it and like thought it was fun, but everyone else was like, what are you doing? Like, aren't you watching Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and all this? I'm like, because I want to learn about the Roman civilization and how they pillaged and murdered people all over
And
Europe.
gave themselves lead poisoning.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, it made us who we are today, and so
Yeah.
that's unapologetically us.
Right. Yeah. So one of the things, we have a Roku, and they have a channel called Pluto. It's like free, but they have this whole like nerd section, and so
Really?
sometimes they have one. It's an IGN channel, and they just like I'll just sit there and watch other people play video games, which I know I can do that on YouTube, but it's just I don't know. So
It's
sometimes
easier just to.
yeah, but then they have this other channel. forgot what it's called, but sometimes you can catch reruns of Tabletop, which was a show with Will Wheaton, and
Oh, okay.
but he would just play board games with other people, and so I was just like, I'll just watch it, and Ashley's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm watching this guy play board games. She's like, stop, let's do something else. And I was like, okay.
We speaking of like game night and stuff, Chris Manuel, I've talked about him before, one of my faithful listeners, so he'll text me after this and say, yay. But we go over to his house sometimes, and we play this game called The Thing, which is based off of that 80s movie.
Yeah, the John Carpenter. Is it John Carpenter?
Maybe. I don't know the names.
The scary movie, though.
Yeah, and it's with Kirk Russell, where like they're like
I'm Googling. I don't want to be wrong.
No,
Anyway,
I'm sure you're right. But they're in Antarctica, and they like this like alien monster life form like takes the form of anyone, so you never know if someone's a thing, and they're like trapped and trying to figure out who's a thing and all this. And so you're playing this game, and it's based off the movie, and it's really neat because like you start off with like one person as the imitation or the thing, but no one knows who it is. And so like the object of the game is to like get to the helicopter, but the thing has to try to either make it on the helicopter or like make sure that no one else leaves. And so you kind of have to secretly like sabotage the game in certain ways. And like the last time I played it, I was the thing for the first time, which it's really crazy because like friends will like turn on each other and like blame people, and like it's really all kind of all over the place. But the first time was the thing, I was like so excited, but also really nervous because I was afraid like someone's gonna find out, and like it was just crazy. And I was like didn't know how to play it well because like I was just like, oh my god, they're gonna know like everything I do, and like they're gonna just and, like I'm like everyone just I didn't make it on the helicopter, but no one knew I was a thing.
What?
I know, it was kind of sad. I think at the end the person who decided was like, okay, I think he's a thing. But so by the end of the game there could be multiple things. So one of the things actually did make it on the helicopter, so technically we won.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. You have to check it out.
Yeah.
But well, you're right. Was it John Carpenter?
Yeah, it was John Carpenter. Yeah.
Is he the director?
He was the director.
Yeah. I've never seen the movie, so I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's spooky.
That's
they did a remake back in like 2011, but
it's not as good.
I don't think so. I don't think I even watched it, just because it's one of those things. Like, why are you doing it?
Right.
Come up with something original, like when they came out with The Thing.
Right. So I think.
Well, board games.
Yeah.
You ever played Mafia?
Yes.
So it's kind of The Thing's kind of, it sounds like Mafia.
Yeah.
But
okay.
they actually, so they have a game.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, but they have another game that you can get, man, at like Target, and it's called One Night a Werewolf. And it's kind of the same thing. Like the more people, everybody gets given a card, and then if you're the werewolf, you got to convince people you're not the werewolf. But it's just like Mafia. But they have an app on your phone, and so you tell it who all characters are playing, and then like everybody goes to sleep, and then it's like, okay, werewolves, wake up, pick who you're gonna kill and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
But what's really cool about it is there's all kinds of there's people that will get a turn and they'll wake up, and one of the things that they can do is switch people's cards or switch it with their own. So like you go to sleep thinking you're one person, you wake up, you're a different person.
Oh, wow.
And then they have people that try to help the werewolves win. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it gets crazy, but we played that one a lot with.
I bet Chris will go and buy that. We'll probably he's gonna add that to
Walmart. Maybe I got it at Walmart, but it's only like $10,
What?
$10 or $15.
Nice.
And then the app's free. You just download the app on your phone.
Nice. Yeah.
Super cool.
Chris and Shonda, they're very big like game people. Like before the Game of Thrones premiere this past weekend, they got like Game of Thrones trivia, and I thought it was great at trivia. I love trivia. No Game of Thrones, like it's one of my favorite shows. And then like I was with my teammate Erica, and we got this, and like we knew everyone else's answers to their questions until it got to us, where it was like what's like the horoscope of like Jamie's like Jamie's Squire, and I'm stealing this joke from Erica, but it was crazy questions, but like everyone else like had the easy questions.
Yeah.
And we're like we lost obviously because like, but we were just so mad, and like we just felt like the game was robbed from us.
Right, dude. It's just like, it's like, can you make the exact sound that the wind was whistling in this particular scene? And you're like, and it's like, nope, it was.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, like, how am I supposed to know that?
Right, and that's like, and the team that like barely knew anything, it was like, you know, they were like, oh, we're not gonna win or anything. They won, and then it was just kind of crazy, and then I was mad, but it's okay. That's in the past now. Next time we play it, we're gonna be better.
Yeah.
But so I think we're gonna end that right there, unless you have something else to say
About board games?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, we could go on and
Settlers
on.
of Catan, Munchkin, The Wizard Always Wins. If you can find that one, we bought it at Target. It was clearanced for like $7.50.
Really?
Super fun.
Target has some really good games.
Mm-hmm.
I always like Monopoly though.
No, that game's so rigged.
I think I won like once.
Then you cheated.
Probably.
Because nobody ever plays Monopoly to the end.
No, it was a long game.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just like committed to it. We were just.
Was there a hurricane going on? You had nothing else to do?
Well, it was back growing up.
Oh, okay.
And it was so before we all had cell phones and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they had cell phones out. We just wasn't old enough to have cell
Yeah,
phones.
you can only play Snake on them.
Right. But anyway, so Chris, how do people get in touch with you? What's the best way to find Good Barrel Media?
Oh, man. I got a website in the works. So right now
Nice.
it's just a splash page.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to it, it's goodbarrelmedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it's spelled just like it sounds. But barrel only has one L.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah. People ask me, does it have two L's? No, that's not how you spell barrel.
Like at all.
Yeah. I don't tell people that, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's just one L.
Yeah.
But yeah, so goodbarrelmedia.com. There's a little splash page, and from there you can contact me until the website's up. Hopefully it'll be up. I might put a deadline on it, maybe May 1st.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, and I'm on Facebook, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, which I don't really post on Tumblr, but I made the account just in case in the future. Who
Yeah.
knows?
You never know.
But they're all at Good Barrel Media.
Okay.
So,
Perfect. Very
yeah,
simple.
Very simple.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, for doing this podcast. I had fun today, and so please remember to subscribe to us and review on Apple, iTunes, or the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. And we're on YouTube too, so if you want to play that, I don't know, some people had requested YouTube, so there you go. You can't see
you
us.
weirdos.
We may eventually have a video feed to where you can see our reactions to things, and
Yeah.
which may be bad for me because my face it doesn't hide anything. But anyway, we'll see you next time, and remember to do good.
Is that it?
That's it.